Hey Jess, I got your stock market and money market. I made a few changes to the spreadsheet to make it easier on you. So what I did was I went to the cells and I put in formulas. Okay, so for this cell, right, the total price for your stock was the unit price of the stock, right? So one stock cost 56.62. You bought 90 of them. So in other words, your total price would be this stock, this cell times that cell gives you the total price. So I copied that into all of them. And then here is your total amount that you made. So what I did was I simply cut and pasted this down here, and then I plugged in the new prices. Bam, bam, bam. And then the formulas automatically plugged in everything else. So you're actually doing pretty good here. So now watch, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to show you how easy it is. This is what I want you to do. So the next time you go to stock markets, you're going to cut, right? Highlight everything, Control C, copy it. Go down here, hit Control V. So it carried all the formulas out. So I'm just going to pretend you're going to do this on, I don't know, the 13th of next week. You're going to change the shares. I'm just going to make this stuff up. Watch how easy it is. I just pretend this one's 70. This one's 20. This one's 80. And bam, it does all this stuff for you automatically. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? That is truly amazing. So all you have to do is basically just change these from week to week, and everything else will be tallied up. And I'm going to send you one about the money market soon, so stay in touch. With the foreign exchange, I get a lot of mistakes. I'm going to try to walk you through this. And real quick, I'm going to make I think I'm going to send this out to everybody with your permission, of course. But so to figure out the currency exchange, I went ahead and put in formulas into most of the cells. Okay, so one US dollar buys 0.88 Swiss francs. So you buy $3,333. You multiply that by your value of the franc, and you're going to get this many francs. Okay, so now you have 2958.70 francs. And then with this one, it's euros, and with this one, it's the Canadian dollars. Okay, so this is how much currency you have. So from here on in, you're not going to be dealing with dollars, okay, American dollars. So the next time you look at the values of the currency, you're simply going to cut and paste these in to this new date, but you got to be careful. You got to right click. You're going to go to paste special, and we only want to paste the values. We don't want the formulas, okay? So boom, that should do that. And then the rest of these should automatically fill in for you. So for like this one, I already put the formula in there. So this, if you have this much currency, and that's what it's worth, this is how much it's worth in US dollars. So I made something up real quick to show you how that works. So hold on. So I made this part to show you how to work the currency exchange. It can be confusing. I make mistakes all the time myself. But we're going to use what we call the proportion kitty. It kind of looks like a kitty. Meow. But it's a very commonly used thing in algebra. So let me show you how to, when you change US dollars into foreign currency. So $1 equals 0.8877. I think these are the francs. It doesn't make any difference. And you spent 33,333 bucks. So Proportion Kitty comes to the rescue. We're going to use the top parts of both of these ratios to represent the US figures. Okay, so the US dollars is going to be on the top of the proportion, and the foreign currency is going to be on the bottom. So what do we know? We know that $1 equals 0.887 francs. So the second part is we know we're going to spend 33,000 plus dollars, and we need to figure out how many francs that is. So that's going to be our x. This is the only time in mathematics that you're supposed to cross multiply. When you got a fraction, an equal sign, a fraction, okay? Ratio, equal sign, ratio. So cross multiply. So you get 1 times x equals that. Boom. So that's how many francs. That's how much of the foreign currency that your $3,333 bought. Okay? So that's how you change dollars into foreign currency. Now going backwards, this is one where everybody gets screwed up on. You're going to change currency back into US dollars. Proportion Kitty works a little bit different, but we're going to set it up the same way. We're going to make the top of the proportion the dollars, US dollars, the bottom the foreign currency. And what do we know? We know that 1 US dollar equals 0.7281, whatever it is. I think these are euros, but it doesn't make a difference. And the next step is the different step. So we know the foreign amount. We have 2,427. So that number goes here. And our X is the US dollars because that's what we're trying to convert them back into. So again, cross multiply. We get that. Now we have to divide both sides by 0.7281. So we get X equals, bam, and that is in US dollars. You put it down there. Boom. So just remember, that's how this works, and Proportion Kitty is your best friend. But now let's go back to the sheet. So the next time you look up your currency values, this is what I want you to do. I want you to simply cut and paste everything here. Control C. Go down a couple of rows, Control V. And all you should have to do is put in the new currency values. I'm just going to make stuff up. Okay, so let's say the Swiss franc went down to 0.8211. Click. See what happens? Everything automatically changes in the value. So let's say the euro went up to 0.8055. Enter. See, everything changes. And the Canadian dollar, let's say it goes way down, 0.9853. I'm just making this stuff up, okay? So, but the formulas in the cells automatically fix them for you, okay? So that's what I want you to do. And I will send this to you in a few minutes, and I hope this helps. MGZ, out.